Hey there, empowered peeps. I'm Ryane to the rescue. And today I have a very unique episode to share with you. But first, I have a question for you. Do you have a friend or family member or even an acquaintance who is a widow? Well, this video is for you. What I'm going to do is show you how to love her in tangible and intangible ways where she will really receive and feel that love. And this is especially for Valentine's Day, but it also can apply to any day. So if you have a friend in your life that you love and cherish and her husband passed away, I invite you to listen up to these suggestions. What I'm going to share with you is my top 20 gift picks on Amazon that will really bless and inspire your widow friend and just really show your heartfelt love for her. Then I'm going to share with you the results of a poll. I asked thousands of my widow friends what they would most be blessed by as a gift from their friends for Valentine's Day or any other day. And so I'm going to share that with you a little bit later. And then also I'm going to share with you one don't do. So please stick around for those things because that is really, really important. But first, let's get started off with these really sweet, heartfelt, kind, wonderful gifts from Amazon that will really bless your treasured friend who is a widow. Also, I'd like to mention that this is not a sponsored video or an advertisement or anything like that. I just want to pass along to you some suggestions that I truly believe will bless your widow friends. So I'm going to list my favorite picks in no particular order, but let's go ahead and start with none other than chocolate. So I'm including this Lindt Valentine's Classic Heart Chocolate Truffles. I am also going to suggest this Valentine's Chocolate Gift Box. Okay, now I have a couple of zipper bags to share with you that the phrases really speak to me and I really, really love them. So zipper bags are so helpful for anything, whether you want to throw some cosmetics in there or your charger cords or use them for travel or just some doodads that you need to keep in your car. Either way, zipper bags are super handy and they might as well be inspirational too. So I love this one that has the phoenix on it, and it says, when the phoenix rises from the flames, she is even stronger than before. I love that image. I love the image of crashing and burning. Well, I don't love that part, but but after the crash and burn of the trauma in our life, it's really cool to think of the image of rising from the ashes even better and stronger and more powerful and more wise and more resilient than ever before. So I love the phoenix. Don't even get me started on that. And another zipper bag that really makes my heart sing. This one says, she is strong, fierce, brave, full of fire. Love it. And the fact that you can grab some colorful Sharpies and color it in is even a bonus. Next, let's talk about jewelry. I really like this bracelet a lot. It says, she is clothed with strength and dignity and laughs without fear of the future. And the reason why this is such a special blessing is because widows have a lot of fear of the future. Fear of their finances and fear of how are they going to raise their children by themselves and fear of how are they going to manage the house and the car all by themselves. And what even does their future hold? Like, are they ever going to find love again? Are they ever going to be happy again? Are they ever going to have peace and joy again? So fear is a big thing that plagues those who are widowed. So I really believe that this bracelet would be such a blessing because it talks about being clothed with God's strength and dignity. That's another thing, is we battle with feelings of weakness. But anyway, the thought of laughing without fear of the future is just a really beautiful image and such a hopeful thought to hang on to. Another piece of jewelry that I really like and would recommend is this Lindt necklace. It comes with this beautiful poem. Let me read it to you. I little knew that day God was going to call your name. In life I loved you dearly, in death I do the same. It broke my heart to lose you, you did not go alone, for part of me went with you the day God called you home. You left me peaceful memories, Your love is still my guide. And though I cannot see you, you are always at my side. Our family chain is broken, and nothing seems the same. But as God calls us one by one, the chain will link again. So I really thought that that was a beautiful poem. Also, I think the necklace is really lovely because it's beautiful all on its own, and it doesn't have to like scream out, I'm a widow and my husband's dead. So I tend to like jewelry better that has a hidden meaning or a symbolism to it that I know about and the person who gave to me knows about, but yet it's not screaming to everybody at the grocery store that my husband died. And on that note, I have another beautiful necklace to show you. It has the symbolism of the phoenix, which I love, and if you want to hear more about that, you can look at this video right here. But it has the meaning of the phoenix behind it, but yet it's not a picture of the phoenix. So take a look at this beautiful necklace with a beautiful artificial diamond in it, and it also comes with this saying that I think is very meaningful. Let's read it. She has been broken and been defeated. She went through the pain that most couldn't handle, but she never runs and never hides. Like a phoenix, she rises from the ashes. She is an unbreakable warrior. She is you. Isn't that powerful? That just makes me rise up. I love it. All right, still in the jewelry category and also talking about hidden meanings, I want to share with you 2 bracelets that are Morse code. Have you ever seen that before? They're really cool. And one of them says, I am fearless. And as I mentioned, widows battle with fear. So that's a really good faith statement to wear that on your wrist. I am fearless. So it says it in Morse code, but it also has this beautiful phrase with it. Let's read that now. You are bold and brave with endless potential. Wear your bracelet as a reminder of your inner strength. You are ready to take on anything that comes your way. I think your widow friend will feel empowered when she receives that bracelet. She'll feel loved by you, and she'll feel empowered by wearing it too. Speaking of empowerment, let's talk about the next Morse code bracelet. Okay, maybe you've heard me say this before, but when I have a task that's really scary and really overwhelming and I just don't even think I'm up to the challenge, but I power through and I do it anyway and I conquer it, I feel like the biggest badass after that. And so I feel so proud of myself. So this bracelet really spoke to me because it says in Morse code, beautiful badass. And I love that. And I think your widow friends will love it too. All right, since we're speaking of badasses, let's talk about Rosie the Riveter. You know that she is my inspiration for my wardrobe and for my female empowerment vibe. So I have included a few Rosie the Riveter themed gifts. So let's check this out. If your widow friend likes to travel, or maybe she wants to travel but she's not quite brave enough, perhaps giving her these luggage tags would be a good idea. And if you want to share my channel with her and you want to inspire her to tackle these hard things in life, maybe get her one of these headbands and she can wear this when she cleans out the P-trap or something like that. Tell her to post a picture on Instagram and tag @Ryane to the rescue. I would love to see it. Also, I think your widow friends need some Rosie the Riveter socks and these cute little empowerments because I'm a big fan of female empowerment, whether it comes in the form of breath mints or socks. I'd also like to suggest this very meaningful sign to you. I have this sign in my bathroom, so I see it every day. And I shared with you in one of my previous videos how I did not have the faith that God was going to provide me a beautiful, wonderful, restorative, redemptive future. I didn't have the faith for that in the beginning. But through reprogramming my brain and thinking on a lot of positive verses and things like that, I have come to the place where I've chosen to have faith that God is going to provide me a great and wonderful and redemptive and restorative future. So I cling to this saying right here, and it means a lot to me, and it says, I trust the next chapter because I know the author. And this saying is a real blessing to me, and I think it'll bless your widow friend as well. By the way, the catalyst of making this video was to share with you ways that you can bless your widow friends with gifts, whether they be tangible or intangible. But Honestly, these gifts are going to be such a blessing to any of your friends. If you have a friend who's gone through a hard divorce or even another trauma in her life, these things are so inspiring, and I really believe it will bless your girlfriends. So please keep them in mind, even if you don't have a good friend who is a widow. Okay, next, let's talk about something super practical. This is a cool little tool, and you know I like tools, but some things are just handy for everybody across the board. This tool is extendable and flexible, and it has a light on the end and a magnet too. So you can shed light way back in far places away that you're having a hard time seeing, maybe underneath the refrigerator or something, and you can pick up stuff if it's magnetic. So I think this tool would be really handy and appreciated by most everyone. And the fact that it says I love you on the side is just a bonus, because your friend is going to think about you and how much you love her every time she uses this tool. So that's a fun perk. Speaking of useful, you can't get any more useful than a tumbler. So whether your friend likes iced drinks or hot drinks, she can definitely use this tumbler, and she'll be inspired every time she uses it, because it says you are, and then it has a whole bunch of Bible verses all around it saying how valuable and how precious and how beautiful and how capable she is. So this would be a huge blessing for her to see this and program her mind with these positive thoughts about herself every day as she's drinking her drink. Okay, now let's talk about two things that are very sweet and touching and meaningful regarding your friend's husband who passed away. Now, many widows like to have a memorial around their house. Like me, for example, I have this picture and these flowers, and this is a little memorial I have in my house about my husband. Anyway, some widows like to have something tangible around that says something about honoring and memorializing their husband. So here's two options that I think are really sweet and precious. One is a very tasteful Christmas ornament with angel wings, and it says, "A piece of my heart is in heaven." And I think every widow can relate to that, because not only was our heart broken and shattered when our husband passed away, but part of our heart that loved him as our husband is always gone. It will never be with us anymore. And so that part is in heaven. So I felt like this Christmas ornament was really meaningful. And another suggestion that I have along those lines is a wind chime. And this can be enjoyed and treasured all throughout the year. If your widow friend likes to be outside, perhaps she might like to hang this out on her porch and enjoy the music that the chime makes as the wind passes through it. Let me read this one to you. It says, "Here I am, in the wind beneath the skies, at the dawn of morning's rise, in the garden where lilies bloom, under the crimson glowing moon. Here I am." I think that's really sweet, and I love wind chimes, so I think that would be a beautiful gift. And finally, let me share with you 3 books that I would suggest. First of all, I'm actually going to steer away from traditional books, because many widows get books as gifts and they just pile up on their nightstand and collect dust because they just don't have the time or the energy to read them. That's been the case with me, and many of my other widow friends have said the same thing. So I'm going to steer away from most books having to do with widowhood and grieving and things like that, even though there are dozens and dozens of wonderful books out there. But I feel like what a widow might most benefit from is a journal, because she's got a lot of thoughts going on up in here, and maybe even if she can't express those thoughts, maybe she would want to write down some special memories of her husband, or maybe she just needs to write down her to-do list. But this journal I think is really cute, and it says, "You got this." So that just makes me smile and makes me feel encouraged, like I can handle this day. My next book/journal that I would lightly recommend to you, if you don't mind a little cussing, is Find Your Frickin' Happy. So anyway, this is a very tongue-in-cheek, silly journal that might provide your friend with a giggle or an eye roll, or even just a moment of inspiration and feeling that they're not alone. So choose this one wisely if you think your friend might appreciate it. And then right after my suggestion with the cuss words in it, I'm going to recommend to you my favorite book of all, the Bible. It is timeless. It is God's word. It is full of truth. It is full of love. It is the best book for inspiration. And if your friend doesn't have a Bible, please get her this one or any Bible. Just get her a Bible. This Bible is specifically marketed for encouragement, so it has special features of encouragement throughout it. Plus, it's a hardback and it's a beautiful light green, so I think your friend will really love it. But like I said, if you don't get her this Bible, then you might find some other Bible that you like even better to send to her. Okay, so that wraps up my top picks of encouraging, funny, precious, meaningful Amazon gifts for your friends that are either widowed or divorced or have encountered some other kind of trauma. But you know what? We all need a little encouragement, so you might want to get a few of these little gifty things for you too. So since these are all on Amazon, I will provide the link in the description box below for each one of these items. Now let me give you a disclaimer. Amazon changes up the links and the products that are offered from time to time. So I will do my best to monitor these links and make sure they are still current and still being active on Amazon. But if for some reason one of them is expired or the things are no longer offered, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to continually update these with my favorite things. So perhaps if a bracelet is no longer available, I'll just look around for some other precious, beautiful, thoughtful gifts, and I'll put the link for those in the description box below, which means sometimes the things that are pictured in this video may not be the same exact item as the link that is in the description box. Now for the results of the poll that I took of my thousands of widow friends. They gave me their top 5 things that they would like to receive from their friends on Valentine's Day, or any day to show your love to a widow friend. Number 5, send them fresh flowers. Number 4, give them a gift card for a manicure, pedicure, or massage, or better yet, go on a spa day together on Valentine's Day. Number 3, bring them a homemade cake or cookies. Number 2, you can't beat a good old text or phone call or card in the mail to show your friend how much you love her and you're thinking about her. And number 1, your time. Spend your time with your widow friend, especially on Valentine's Day. That can be a really lonely day. Perhaps you could throw a Galentine's Day party, or you could go out for a girls' lunch together, or maybe order in, have dinner together, and watch a funny movie. And definitely avoid going out to dinner because she's not going to want to be out there with all of those romantic couples going on and stuff like that. So a dinner in with a good friend is probably just what she needs. And avoid the romantic movies. All right, guys, now let me tell you the one very important thing that you should avoid at all costs around your widow friends. Please avoid talking about your husband to your widow friend. Don't talk to your widow friend about if you're mad at your husband or if he's disappointing you or you're frustrated with him, because she's sad she doesn't even have a husband. And don't talk to your widow friend about how much you love your husband and how he's such a treasure to you and how he blessed you with this and you have these plans to do this and you're going to go on this vacation and you're going to have this romantic meal together. Your widow friend does not need to hear that. That is not a blessing to her. Now, you may be thinking, well, hey now, you guys need to be happy for all of the other love in the world. Yeah, that's true, but just give it some time. Widows need a little time to settle in their own grief, and they need to process their own loss. They don't need to hear about everybody else's happy stories. So just give her some time and let her process and be in her own grief and not hear about the good or the bad of your husband, because it's something that's sorely lacking in her life, and it's just not something that she can really go there with you right now. So if you can refrain from talking about your husband, that would be great for her. I promise you. Okay, friends, I hope these suggestions have been helpful for you. It has truly been my intention and my heart to be an advocate for all of the widows and the brokenhearted, divorced women out there in the world who are having to face Valentine's Day right now. But like I said, this really can apply to any day. So I hope you feel now equipped to love your widow friends in either tangible or intangible ways, in thoughtful ways that she will receive your love and feel the warmth of your presence and your care and concern in her life. So even though Valentine's Day really sucks for the brokenhearted and those who don't have love in their life, with all of these suggestions and with some good, genuine love from friends, we can still make it good, right? We can do it.